All right, Hero Economics here. This thing is working, right? Yeah, it is working. Good. Hero Economics here. Next is Hero Economics. Transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps on YouTube and DeviantArt. Their response comments I made against these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning. If you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video. Do not lie, say there's hate speech by videos because there is no hate speech by videos. The speech you hate, that's a different story. Let's continue on. People getting things wrong in these comment sections, and me try shutting them out with Bible verses and basic biology, and then getting ticked off about that. Yeah, I'm having some overlap here, but it's important to talk about it because then we don't miss anything. We got someone who's angry that someone's saying that God exists, so they're trying to prove he doesn't, but it doesn't work. Let's go. I said, right on. No, people still deny existence. They have great faith in lies. And then the person says, so why aren't all lies perfect? Why are some people nearsighted, farsighted, or have astigmatism? Why are some people blind? Why are some people so easily prone to injury? Why do cataracts form? Why does the vision weaken with age? Your analogy proves nothing, according to the lies I was told. They sin is why things are perfect. Yeah, that's pretty dang convenient, isn't it? God's creation is perfect until it's not. Then you can blame sin, the devil, or whatever, what the F ever. Weak old cop out is weak. According to the lies I was told. And I say, but that's what happened. Humans messed up everything up, not God. Sorry about the late response, but I was working on my new house. Here's proof. Find out. Oh yeah, I quote. Find out how to go to heaven. How do you write with God? Donate. Oh, this thing. Oh yeah, I cut and paste the thing. Humanity, God, our creator, full. It affects humanity. Click. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll get to that later. Right now, switching over to this thing. Brad Pax was talking about how she's pumped herself full of testosterone. Now she's male. I'm like, tea will not make you male. It'll just poison you. You'll never be male. You have to stop trying to be male and start learning to be yourself. Just learn to set your body as is. Because the girl was having issues with her eating disorders. And then she decided that she was trans. So then she started messing around with testosterone and nasty stuff. Lying about radical sex. So it doesn't work. None of those lifestyles work. And then someone says, she is loving him, herself, by being who he is, a man with ovaries. And testosterone is poison, educate yourself. And I say, no, she is not. She's rejecting reality, just like she was dealing with her eating disorders. And she would accept her body as is, and she would not be trying a tradition. Yeah. And someone says, I know too much testosterone is a bad thing, but someone like a doctor would tell him, her, she was going overboard on shots. Well, she is. Then someone says, you're rejecting reality, our reality, by calling him she, her, because of her ovaries. That's rejecting our reality, not actual reality. Trans people exist, and a part of life, whether you like it or not. People lying about the radical sex exists. Part of life, you like it or not. He was uncomfortable with the way he was, and it's his right to change. There's not a right. Also, loving yourself isn't always about loving how you already are, or liking who you are. Also, being your best self sometimes means improving through lies. No, it doesn't. Through truth. And I say, so I'm rejecting reality by acknowledging that she was born with ovaries, female organs. You're right by ignoring that fact. You are so confused. But I do agree that people who make mistakes do exist. And then the person says, there's a big difference between gender and sex. And yes, but sex, biological sex is reality. Gender is emotion. Sex is what you're born as. Gender is how you feel and how you express yourself. So yeah, your identity. Well, this person may have the sex organ of a female, so she's a female. Their brain may be identifying more being male through lies. Yep. You're rejecting reality of our reality, but not understanding the basis of gender and sex, as well as how both of those things work through lies. Nope. You're rejecting your reality, not reality. But your truth goes against the truth. It's a lie. It doesn't work. And then why try to look like opposite sex and lie about what you say as I say you are opposite sex? I'll just say I like this look like these activities, because there's a difference between gender expression and gender identity. Gender expression and gender identity. Both are about expressing yourself. So bad. You wear masculine clothing, but that does not make you a trans man. So yeah, no, but unless it does. Unless it does, because there are plenty of females who wear masculine clothing and say they're men. So yeah, it doesn't work. Trans people don't claim they're the opposite sex. They do totally claim they're the opposite sex. Someone said that the girl said she was a trans male in an Illumation post. That's opposite sex. Every trans person doesn't claim to be comfortable with skin gender. That's why it's called trans, not comfortable in skin. Then why they get surgery in homos so they look like that with sex? Boom. Because to show how you express your gender identity, by lies. Even then, not all trans people get gender assignment surgery or want to get it. Again, gender identity is something very different from gender expression. Not really. It's the same stuff. It's like you're trying to prove a point. Like it easily be debunked through lies. I say when gender expression is the opposite of what biological sexuality is, that's a lie and that's wrong. But he is being himself through lies. He's trans. He's a girl who wants to be a boy. So she's lying. You're telling him to stop being himself and be suicidal. No, I'm not. I'm saying stop lying about biological sex. So that's I've heard of. No, I am not. I'm telling her to stop being herself and not lying about her biological sex. So bad. No, it's true. I say true. Actually, I'm afraid for her because she is rejecting reality. The people who make who make mistakes do exist. Your parents made you, so do you get it now? And also, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Yeah, two trans male YouTubers who started T. Girls want to be boys started T. They're fine and dandy now. In fact, I didn't realize they were trans until I learned. Thought they were comfortable skinned men. Their disguises are that good. It doesn't work. T doesn't. Poison you. Ignore what it does. Ignore that it stops pure natural menstruation, which is an important part of the female reproductive system. That's poison. So stop doing that. Ignore it. No. It's making that up because you can't accept that people are different than you through lies. I said, yeah, it was an awesome accident, but now I found first. Tell others see those accidents to learn. Who sees those accidents to learn that they can be something special without lying about biological sex. She is being herself or disguising herself as something else. Lying about sex for pronouns. That's wrong. She doesn't have to. And that's an interesting point of view because I'm destroying the transgender fantasy. I see it as horrible to some people, but the reason I do it is because I want to save their lives. So they learn that transitioning is useless, and then it's better to learn to live life in reality is better. It's fine for now, but poison doesn't always kill immediately. Although true love does not care what you look like or sound like or what biological sex you are. There's no need to transition to be loved. Be loved. And then the person says, here it goes. Will it make you happy to know I'm thinking of half transitioning? Just some lying, not all as much lying. I say, no, you don't need to transition at all. And I say, you mean let the people live, learn to let people keep destroying themselves? No. That's what I was saying. You gotta learn to let people live their lives by themselves. Like, no. The transgender, if I've ever seen one, is making me laugh so hard. I don't know why. Laugh your cry emojis to someone. And so I'm totally glad you're on your way to your true self, to your true self. And I say, she already is her true self. She was born her true self. There's no need for her transition. And someone says, me, I don't want a uterus. No, too bad. Frowny face. Old school frowny face emoji. Leave everyone but me. What if you want babies? I know. That's the point. But it's more female health than that. So it doesn't work. But babies, and then someone says, Rad Pax herself says, babies smell and are loud. Why would you want that? They also take money, and I need that for our supplies. Then you want babies and not a uterus, but only if you're a guy and an option. And don't forget about the pain that they're out making babies. And a heart is make babies for some people. Totally acceptable if you don't want any. Anyways, yes, but you don't have to lie about your biological sex to do that. Exactly right. There's also the factor our brain makes us forget the pain of childbirth, which is why people have more than one, unless you have two or three at once. You could be a female and not want your uterus, but want babies because of adoption. Just what else? True. I say, actually, I've heard of females who lost a uterus and still have babies. Female bodies are awesome like that. She's like, babies smelling are loud. Why would you want that? I say, so we don't go extinct. It's kind of important. Yeah. We need to keep reproducing. Yeah, let's get on here. She was born as herself. There's no need for transition. Good attempt to still fail, bro. XD. Because I say you did. I don't have any proof that you did. I say, well, because the failure of others. Doesn't work. Oh, cool. Here's a picture of the cute girl from I Am Sick and Tired of Being the Chubby Girl and from Story Booth. Okay, this girl is definitely, I'd say, on the heavier set side, and she's in I'd say 6th, 7th grade, around 11, 12 years old, 10, 11, 12 years old, brown hair, pink shirt, jeans, black shoes. So she is very cute, but she definitely is stocky build. So it definitely is. Compared to some other people, other kids her age, she definitely is a bit thicker than they are. So she's made fun of. But I'm like, yeah, it's one of the saddest things ever when you see you guys next time.